Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Study Byte. Today I'm going to explain supervised learning and unsupervised learning in a very simple and easy way. So let's get started. First of all, let us know what is meant by supervised learning. Supervised learning is one of the most widely used technique in artificial intelligence. The algorithm is trained under the guidance of labeled data where both input and expected output are known, which means here in this type of learning, the model is trained using labeled data, which means both input and the expected output are already known. The algorithm learns by comparing its predicted answer with the real correct answer and improve itself again and again to increase accuracy. This is supervised learning. And supervised learning works in three phases. First phase is training phase, and the second one is learning phase, and the third one is testing or prediction phase. Here in the first phase, the model learns from labeled data, and in learning phase it finds patterns and relationships, and in testing or prediction phase it gives output for new data. This is how the supervised learning works. And we have two types of supervised learning. Those are classification and regression. And classification is used for category based output like spam or not spam, and regression is used for numerical output like predicting house prices. And if we look into the advantages and disadvantages of supervised learning is easy to understand and implement, and it provides accurate data when labeled data is available, which means it gives accurate results when the data which is labeled is available, and it is widely applied to real world problems. And the disadvantages of supervised learning is it requires large amount of labeled data, and sometimes that labeled data will be very cost, and that labeled data cannot be available. In that cases, supervised learning is not much efficient, and performance depends on quality. If the labeled data is not that much quality, then automatically the model will not be prepared well, so that the quality of the model will be dependent on labeled data. And the applications of supervised learning are healthcare, finance and retail. This is about supervised learning. And moving on to the next one, unsupervised learning. Here in unsupervised learning, the model is trained under unlabeled data, which means there is no predefined outputs or labels. Here labels are nothing but outputs, and the system tries to discover hidden patterns, structures and relationships with data on its own, which means the system tries to discover hidden patterns and structures in the data by itself. This is unsupervised learning, and let us discuss how unsupervised learning works. Unsupervised learning works like this. First, it takes input from unlabeled data, and then the model analyzes patterns, and it finds clusters or hidden relationships from that unlabeled data, and after finding hidden relationships, it gives output in the form of groups or pattern structures. This is how unsupervised learning works. And we have two types of unsupervised learning. Those are clustering and association rule mining. Clustering means grouping similar data together, and association rule mining means finding relationships between data items. Moving on to the next one, advantages and disadvantages of unsupervised learning. The advantages of unsupervised learning is it works even when unlabeled data is not available, and it helps discover hidden patterns and useful for exploring and understanding data. And the disadvantages of unsupervised learning is output can be less accurate because there is no guidelines. Here in unsupervised learning, we are giving only input to the model, but we are not giving any labeled data, right? So that the output will be less accurate because the model itself predicts its own patterns, right? So that the output will be less accurate, and results are hard to interpret and hard to evaluate patterns. These are the disadvantages of unsupervised learning. And moving on to the applications of unsupervised learning, we have three applications. Those are market basket analysis, customer segmentation and anomaly detection. This is about unsupervised learning. In this video, we have learnt about supervised learning and unsupervised learning. That's all for today's video. If you like this video, please like, share, comment and subscribe to Study Byte. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.